Yes, Kenya. Tamu sana, yes. Raila Odinga and his brigade, in the recent days, they have been insisting that Raila is going to win this year's presidential elections with over 65% of the votes. That has been Raila and his foot soldiers. And also listening to some leaders in government, Joe Musheru, David Murathe, and now Karanja Kibicho, they seems to be reading from the same page as Raila Molo Odinga. About 2 days ago, Joe Musheru insisted that Raila is going to win in round 1. That was about 2 days ago. So yesterday, Karanja Kibicho was hosted at a show, Citizen TV, and even made things clearer that Raila is not only going to win in round 1, but is going to win with over 60% of the votes. And he made it very, very clear that he has evidence and facts to prove that what he's saying. So in this video, I want us to listen into Karanja Kibicho, for those sentiments and remarks are going to form the basis of our analysis and the discussion right now. Listen into this.
When a few of your colleagues have expressly said that a certain candidate will win in the first round, how difficult do you think it will be for any of the other, we don't know how many will be cleared, to feel comfortable to invite a man or men or women who've expressly stated that this is where our interests are?
You know, here, we don't speak from emotions ourselves. We speak from facts. If you asked me, for example, what the data is saying today, and because you're entitled to my answer as a public servant, I will give you as it is. And the burden of proof then shifts to you. If the data I've given you think is misleading, then tell me what data you have and from where that says otherwise. And I think you cannot criminalize someone for giving you information you have asked for. If, for example, you ask me today, what is the polling with respect to the institution I work for? Yeah, I will tell you. And if it favors, because you have asked me, I didn't volunteer it. If it favors a person, it doesn't mean that that's the person I necessarily support, but it's what the data is saying. And when it's saying like that, then it's up to Kenyans. I've explained to them as a policy initiator what they should look for, what the question they should ask, and why they must be careful, because we must relate our political decisions to our future as a country.
Well, what is the data saying?
You are told here by CS Musheru. That's what it's saying.
This is what, intelligence data?
This is intelligence data. That's what it's
saying. It's a 60% win in the first round.
That's what it is saying. First round.
With 2 months to go to the election, voters will change their mind.
There is a difference between noise making and facts. You know, there are people who will make noise, do all sort of photoshopping. You know, I saw, let me tell you, I saw a photo about my town, Kagio, that has one road that cannot pass 3 vehicles, that had a crowd of 2 kilometers wide. But in Kagio, a road passes only 2 vehicles. So that is perception creation, which is very far from facts. As we don't deal with those perceptions, we deal with facts. What are the facts on the ground saying? And they are saying very different things from the noise.
Yes. That's Karanja Kibicho. So for anybody doubting Karanja Kibicho, maybe you have a reason to believe Joe Musheru. If you doubt the two, then maybe you should believe David Murathe. Because Murathe, everything David Murathe has largely been saying has actually come to pass. I remember some times back when David Murathe made it clear to Kenyans that it will be a Mandela moment. And at that time, there were some strong sentiments by Raila's critics that Uhuru Kenyatta was just playing Raila Odinga. But Murathe at that time said it clearly that Uhuru would support Raila Odinga and that there will be a Mandela moment. David Murathe also made it clear that Uhuru Kenyatta would never leave power to a thief. Uhuru Kenyatta later came and just repeated the same sentiments that he will not hand over power to a thief. So David Murathe cannot get it wrong, Karanja Kibicho gets it wrong, and Joe Musheru gets it wrong. All these three leaders cannot get it wrong. But from where I sit, I tend to believe that Raila's win might even be over 70%. And I'm saying that, and that's largely what I've been saying in this YouTube channel. I honestly believe Raila's win might even be over 70%. And that is so because in Kenya, any leader contesting for the presidency for the very first time, unless that leader is supported by the government, previous presidential election results shows clearly that that leader tends to get votes from his ethnic community. That leader, him or her, will only get votes from his or her ethnic community. I'm seeing a high possibility where William Ruto is only going to get votes largely from his Kalenjin ethnic community. Yes, a good majority of the votes he will get will come largely from his Kalenjin ethnic community. And I'm saying that without any fear of contradiction at all. If you listen to Karanja Kibicho is not talking something out of the ordinary. If you look at the map of Kenya, and that's largely what I've been explaining here. If you look at the map of Kenya, all communities across the nation, a good majority, if we were to go to the ballot today, a good majority will vote for Raila Molo Odinga. That's a fact. William Ruto is only rest assured of votes from his Kalenjin ethnic community. That is also a fact. But still, even in Kalenjin community, there are some issues William Ruto has and must sort out for him to get that vote. The mountain vote, as I talk, is slippery. It can go whichever side. So you can see clearly that Raila is rest assured of almost all communities' votes across the country. William Ruto is only rest assured of votes from his Kalenjin ethnic community. That is a fact. So in this year's election, anybody still maybe thinking of a possibility of William Ruto winning the presidency, that is a person clearly dreaming, a person in a dreamland. And for those who have been following me here, long even before things became clearer, I always insisted that Raila Odinga would win the presidency in this year's election. That's exactly what I've been saying, and I've never drifted away from that. And I've also been maintaining that even if Kalonzo and that team were all to team up with William Ruto, they will not be able to beat a combination of Raila and Uhuru. That's what I've been saying. And Kalonzo Musyoka seems to have also sensed that reality. That's why Kalonzo is actually joining Azimio. He knows that even if he does not support Azimio, Azimio will win. That's what I've been maintaining in this YouTube channel. So those remarks by Karanja Kibicho, in my honest opinion, they are not strange to me. They are not Greek. Kibicho is just talking the obvious. Something that any leader, or rather any person, objectively analyzing politics will actually tell you that Raila, is going to beat William Ruto. And not only beat William Ruto, but going to beat William Ruto with a very big margin. That's a fact, ladies and gentlemen. And then those remarks, in my considered opinion, first we saw Joe Musheru coming out in public to state about Raila winning in round 1. And now Karanja Kibicho saying the same thing. And also I listened to David Murathe yesterday. They seem to be saying the same thing. So the question might actually beg, why is it that these serious leaders in government are now coming out in public about Raila winning in round 1 and winning with a big margin? Why are they now coming out in public? Yes. For those who have been following William Ruto's politics pretty well, and bloggers supporting William Ruto, they have been using some propaganda that some NIS intelligence are indicating that William Ruto is going to beat Raila Odinga. For those who have been keenly following William Ruto, you might have seen such kind of information from William Ruto's side. In fact, sometimes back, or rather not, about 1 week ago, some UDA bloggers were trying to create a propaganda that according to NIS reports, or rather intelligence, William Ruto is ahead of Raila Odinga. And they were creating they were really sharing such kinds of propaganda. But the funny thing about it is that the deep state around the system was quiet about that. So it was creating some kind of a perception that it might have been true. So the deep state, the system, has now to come out to actually thwart that kind of a propaganda. Because William Ruto and his team, they are very good in propaganda. And that's also what Karanja Kibicho is also just confirming. What happened in Kirinyaga, Kagio, his home county. Karanja Kibicho is also just confirming how Tanga Brigade UDA are experts in actually photoshopping, or rather creating false illusion. They conduct a rally and then they magnify the crowd to appear that William Ruto has got a very big crowd and a very big following. William Ruto and his team are experts in creating illusions, popularity that does not exist. And I know a good majority of Kenyans might have fallen prey or other victims to such kind of propaganda by William Ruto and his team. William Ruto is not as popular as they have always tried to project. They are not that popular, ladies and gentlemen. And in a matter of 2 months, I will be vindicated in this YouTube channel. These are things I've been saying for a very long period of time now. To a point, some thought I was actually campaigning for somebody. But what I've been saying will just happen the way I've actually been saying it. Otherwise, ladies and gentlemen, let me leave it there for today. In case you've bumped here for the very first time, and so far you have not yet subscribed, kindly subscribe, give this video a like. Our fans and subscribers here, I'm very much humbled, very grateful for the kind of support you are giving me here. God bless you, God bless Kenya.